Hello and namaste, guys. It's me, Pratima. For about a month now, one of our team members has been using the Samsung Galaxy M33 as his daily driver, and I am here with its full review. In my early impressions video, I had mentioned that this is not a particularly impressive mid-range phone, but after a month of additional testing, has anything changed? Well, not much, to be honest. After the mediocre Galaxy M32 last year, I was expecting Samsung to make a comeback in the mid-range segment with the Galaxy M33, but sadly that is not the case here. First off, I think Samsung could have given a better design on the Galaxy M33 given how good-looking other mid-range phones are in 2022. Here, it's pretty much what we're used to seeing on a lower mid-range Samsung phone, an all-plastic build with a reflective finish on the back. So yeah, it certainly lags behind in terms of a premium feel. And because of that reflective finish, the back panel readily picks up fingerprints and smudges. On the side, you get a capacitive fingerprint scanner, which is quite accurate and reliable. The M33 5G also misses out on an official IP certification, and the SIM tray lacks a rubber gasket protection as well. Therefore, we had to be really cautious when taking the phone out in the rain and such. Okay, in terms of hands-on feel, the Galaxy M33 has a definite heft to it, which is mostly thanks to the big 6000 mAh battery inside. However, it's not uncomfortably heavy to hold because the weight distribution here is quite good, but let me tell you that it's not a slim and sleek device by any means. Likewise, the Galaxy M33 lags behind in terms of the display as well, since it has a TFT screen instead of an AMOLED panel. And in our test, we found that this display does not deliver the best colors and contrast that you would expect from a Samsung phone. Even the outdated teardrop notch is still present here. In comparison, pretty much every other brands are offering a vibrant AMOLED screen on their mid-range phones. Still in all, this TFT panel is of decent quality with not so bad viewing angles. And because this is a full HD screen, I did not face any problem with sharpness either. The phone also has Wideband-L1 certification that lets you stream high-res content on OTT platforms. The M33's audio quality also leaves things to be desired. It has a single bottom firing speaker which can get loud enough for binging movies and such, but overall it does not provide the same degree of immersive listening experience as stereo speakers do. Call quality, on the other hand, is perfectly fine, but the sensitivity of its virtual proximity sensor is not so good. On a few occasions, we noticed that the screen does not turn off when holding the phone close to the ear during a call. Okay, now despite the relatively subpar design and multimedia experience, the Galaxy M33 delivers pretty great results when it comes to performance. It is powered by the company's in-house Exynos 1280 chipset, which is on par with the Snapdragon 695 that were familiar from a lot of mid-rangers in 2022 so far. As a result, the phone can easily handle regular day-to-day tasks, and on our usage, we had no complaints with the memory management either. It also enjoys Samsung's RAM expansion feature called RAM Plus up to 8GB, which bumps the phone's memory to a whopping 16GB. But I guess this has very little bearing on the phone's overall performance. The better news though is that the Galaxy M33 comes pre-installed with Android 12 based One UI 4.1, which puts it on solid ground software-wise. And you might already know that One UI is chock full of good stuff, like you get Google's Material You like dynamic color theming, you get Object Eraser in Photos, and so much more. What's even more commendable is that Samsung has promised up to 2 years of Android and 4 years of security patch updates for this phone. Having said that, there is still room for improvement in terms of proper software optimization, as I have encountered microstutters and lags occasionally when scrolling through the UI or Twitter feeds while using the phone in 120Hz refresh rate. That stays true in terms of gaming as well, since PUBG Mobile maxes out at just HD graphics and high frame rates here, which means the game does not go beyond 30 FPS in any case. Even Call of Duty could not hit 60 FPS before, but with a recent update, it now delivers a stable 60 FPS gameplay. On the other hand, heavy games like Genshin Impact take a big toll on the Exynos 1280's Mali G68 GPU, and the gameplay is stuttery even at the lowest possible setting. Nonetheless, all the higher FPS games we tested like Critical Ops and Oddmar are well playable at 120 FPS. Plus, during all our gaming sessions, we did not face any major heating issues here, although the phone got slightly warm near the camera module on a few occasions. Okay, let's talk about the cameras now. The Galaxy M33 has a 50 megapixel triple camera setup at the back alongside an 8 megapixel selfie shooter. And for this review, we compared its cameras against the Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G. Here, as you can see, under daylight scenarios, the photos from the Galaxy M33 have a relatively better dynamic range and HDR processing, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro shots are high in contrast, and it also comes off with boosted whites at times. On the other hand, M33's 5 megapixel ultra-wide-angle photos are quite bad for the price, and it also exhibits a notable color shift and have a greenish bluish hue. To compare, the images from the Redmi Note 11 Pro have a better dynamic range and colors this time around. As for portraits, the Galaxy M33's photos are more consistent in terms of colors, with good background separation and skin tone, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro's images often come with a blown-out background. Similarly, selfies from the M33 have superior contrast and dynamic range, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro's photos have incredibly inconsistent skin tone. But since neither camera setups feature OIS, the regular nighttime images are not that detailed. The ones from the Redmi Note 11 Pro are noticeably sharper compared to the smudgy ones from the Galaxy M33, but turning night mode on, the M33 does compensate with better HDR processing and dynamic range. Now, getting to the videos, the Galaxy M33 can shoot up to 4K 30 FPS, while the Redmi Note 11 Pro maxes out at just 1080p 30 FPS. Then again, M33's 1080p 60 FPS and 4K 30 FPS are not the most stable ones I've seen. 1080p 30 FPS videos, on the other hand, are relatively steadier, especially when compared to the Redmi Note 11 Pro. Likewise, although both phones don't capture the best selfie videos, but if I had to pick one, I would go with the Galaxy M33. Lastly, something incredible about this phone is undoubtedly the battery life. Samsung has fitted in a big 6000 mAh battery here that can easily provide 8 to 9 hours of screen on time. And if you're someone who does not really do much on their phone, the Galaxy M33 will easily last you 2 days. But like other Samsung phones in 2022, the Galaxy M33 does not come with a compatible charger inside the box, so you will have to separately purchase a 25-watt charger, using which it takes around 1 hour and 40 minutes for a full charge. Okay, time to wrap up this review. And what I think is, with this phone, Samsung has missed a big opportunity to bring a balanced mid-range smartphone to the masses. Yes, it does have a fairly decent set of cameras, out-of-the-box Android 12 experience with long-term software support and excellent battery life. But besides all these, there are some major things that keep it from being a great all-rounder phone, like the mediocre TFT display, an all-plastic build, and a mono speaker. So I think for a slightly higher price, I would recommend you go with the Redmi Note 11 Pro or the Poco X4 Pro, which offers a really good AMOLED screen, stereo speakers, and a glass sandwich build that feels much better on the hand. And if you're on a tight budget and you want a Samsung phone, the Galaxy F23 is another good option, which offers very similar features and experience to that of the Galaxy M33. So guys, that was all for our full review of the Samsung Galaxy M33. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Till then, I'm Pratima Adhikari, and I will see you in my next video.